Creed of color. I just gotta tell you that the world needs now is love and understanding. Get on board the friendship train. Everybody shake a hand, shake a hand. Woo! All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to a special episode of Junior's World of Soul. Back with the new video, as you can hear, and who I tried to sound like, my favorite singer of all time, Miss Gladys Knight. And I came in with this song from her and the Pips entitled Friendship Train, because right now, we are in need of this right now, especially with everything that's going on in our country right now. They're dealing with the things with Colin Kaepernick and dealing with the situation that happened down in Charlottesville. Like, and it's just a mess, and the racism that we're dealing with. You feel like, you know, when our world takes maybe 3 steps forward with situations like this, we take 20 steps back. And it's just horrible. And I feel like we're only gonna move in the positive way if we all spread love to one another. You know what I mean? We're all in the same country. What are we gonna do? Everybody needs to come together with love and forget about race, creed, sexual orientation, color, whatever. You know what I mean? We all have love. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only way we're going to move in the positive direction. And what I love about this song, how she said with the friendship train, it stands for justice, it stands for freedom, and it stands for harmony and peace. And that's what we need right now. So I wanted to start the video off with, you know, talking about something, you know, since I have this platform, I wanted to give my little opinion about what's going on, and maybe somebody that watches this video, you know, you can spread that love to everybody. You know what I mean? And I continue to pray for our country. I want us to do better for real, because we don't really need to be dealing with this racism right now, really. We have too much other things going on for us to be dealing with racism of color and creed and sexual orientation. It's just a mess. So, again, I'm praying for my country to get better, and I think if everybody just realize we need to spread love with one another, everything will be all right. But, again, this video is about my favorite singer of all time, Miss Gladys Knight. And I am so excited to do this video because y'all know that I've done a video on everybody. I've done a video on Marvin Gaye. I've done a video on the OJs. I've done a video for my favorite artist of all time, Mary J. Blige. I've done one on Janet. I've done, you know, many videos, talked about many soulful artists. And it's like, wait a minute, you know, I haven't done a video on Gladys. And mind you, I've been thinking about it, but this Saturday, I went digging. I'm a new vinyl digger, that I get a vinyl like my grandfather does every day. Like, I come home to vinyl, I go digging, try to go digging at least twice a month so I can get me some new vinyl. Like, it seems like vinyls is coming back, really. But I was actually vinyl digging this weekend, and I ended up getting this vinyl from Gladys. And this is the 1974 I Feel a Song. And it actually has one of my favorite songs on it. So when I got home, I was like, yo, I really have not done a video on Gladys. What am I doing? And it's like, I thought, and I was like, wait a minute. I talked about, you know, an epic soundtrack of hers, but I was like, I haven't really talked about her. And I was like, you know what? I need to do a video on her. So I said, you know what? This week, I'm going to dedicate this video to Gladys Knight. And I'm going to pick my top 7 songs from her, because 7 is my favorite number. And I'm going to just, you know, explain why Gladys is my favorite singer, give y'all a little bit of personal stories about the songs, or you know, how I was introduced to Gladys and everything. And it's just, I want to explain to y'all why for me, she's above everybody when it comes to vocals, really. And it's really out of respect, and I want to do this for her. So Hopefully y'all ready, and let's get into talking about the legendary Gladys Knight. So I'm gonna put this on in the background and let's get it popping. Alrighty. So now, before Gladys, I knew other female singers. I knew Aretha Franklin, I knew Whitney Houston, I knew Mahalia Jackson, I knew Shirley Caesar, Dionne Warwick, Etta James, Patti LaBelle, Betty Wright, so many others. I knew about them. You know what I'm saying? And but out of all of these women, it wasn't like one of them that really kind of caught me. Like, even though I'm like, yeah, they could sing and they really could sing, but it was never somebody's voice that really got me. And for me, when I was young, if you could get me away from my Super Nintendo, you were good. You got me. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, back then, Mary could get me away because, you know, she's my favorite artist. But as a singer, I was just like, nobody has got me. Like, as much as these ladies can sing, there's nothing that nobody has not got me to drop this controller. But it was this one day, right? And, you know, now, y'all know by now that I talked about in so many videos that my mom went to South Carolina State University, and she went there to college, obviously. And in 91, she brought me down because my mom came down in 90, and then she brought me down in 91 after she got everything situated, and this was moving from New York to South Carolina. And, you know, one thing about music with me and my mom during those times when music was our outlet, like, it was like music spoke to us, it fed us, it did everything for us, you know what I mean? And it was just, you know, tough times that you go through, you know, music just, it helped us. It made us happy. You know what I mean? And so every Friday night, my mother would play oldies because the campus had a radio station. On Friday nights, they would play soulful music. So it would always be Motown and Stax and all that good stuff. But this particular night, my mom was playing the oldie station. Trying to get me to come in with her. But mind you, I'm playing Super Nintendo. I want to play my Mario Brothers. Like, leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the DJ, he was rocking. I'm not even going to say. He was definitely rocking. And he was playing, you know, Aretha, Joe Simon, Sam Cooke, Marvin Gaye, and so many others, right? So I will never forget, I was playing, you know, Super Nintendo, and I'm in it, y'all. I'm so in it. And the DJ was playing this, but I must have died or something. You know, I must have got killed or something. And it was like, for a quick second, it just goes quiet before the board comes back up, if you ever play Super Mario. And I heard this. And everything changed. Like, everything, y'all. Everything changed. When it comes to saying goodbye, that's a simple word that I just cannot say. That was it. That was it. That's all I heard, y'all. I lied to y'all not. I dropped the controller. I ran out the room, and I looked at my mom. And my mom was like, oh, Gladys got you out of that room. And I was like, who is this? I don't know who. And she was like, baby, that's Gladys Knight. And she was like, I love me some Gladys. And I was like, I didn't even think about Super Nintendo anymore. I was like, Ma, I want to know more about her. Like, do we got more music? And she looked at me, we have music? Of course I have Gladys. Are you kidding me? So after that, you know, Mom sat me down, and after a few hours of her just playing music and giving me a little bit of background about Gladys, it was like, Ma, I was like, I like her. She's my favorite singer out of anybody. My mom was like, you like Aretha, right? And I'm like, yeah, I like her. But I was like, something about her voice just does something to me. And my mom was like, well, I like her too. You know what I'm saying? She was like, you know, I love Gladys. She's my favorite singer too. So, you know, while Mom is also giving me the history, and she played I Heard It Through the Grapevine, right? And this is funny. I was like, Ma, oh, so she remade Marvin's I Heard It Through the Grapevine. She said, wait a minute, baby. No. She said, actually, Smokey made it first. And then it was given to Gladys Knight and the Pips, and they made it a big hit. And then maybe a year later, then Marvin made it. So she was like, no, baby. You know, even though Smokey did it first, Gladys Knight made it a hit first. And I was like, well, excuse me. Like, got me straight together. Because I was just like, yeah. Like, yo, because I think now that Marvin did his version, it always overshadows Gladys's version. And, you know, that's what I knew. You know, I wasn't up on my history just yet. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I love the South Carolina years, because it was like my mom was really telling me about the music and giving me history on it. So then it was like, oh, okay. So she was like, you know what I'm going to do for you? And she played everybody's version that night. And now you can have your own opinion. So I'm going to play the 3 versions, and then y'all have your own opinion. So here is Smokey and the Miracles version. And if you never heard it, it goes a little something like this. Here we go. So, you know what's crazy? Because I was watching an interview with Smokey, and Smokey said it was on their album, and they wanted to bring it out, but Barry felt it was too funky for Smokey and the Miracles, so they never brought it out, so it was on the album. So then, and that was in, I think, 1966. Then Gladys and them did it, and then they brought it out, and this is Gladys's version. And here we go. Never know I heard it through the grapevine. Woo! And I'm just about to lose my mind. Woo! Just funky. That's just funky. And then a year later, Marvin did it, and that's where everybody kind of goes to, because it actually is one of Motown's biggest hit of all time. And here's Marvin's version that I think everybody kind of goes to. But here we go. Go to the right part, because I'm trying to go to each. Here we go. I heard it through the grapevine. Ooh, it's just about to lose my mind. Honey, honey, well. Okay, so you got the 3 versions. Now, I still love Gladys's version. It's a little funkier. I love her voice on it. Don't get me wrong. Marvin did his thing on it. He took it somewhere because he slowed it down, because, of course, Smokey and them had a little funkier because the Funk Brothers was playing. Gladys and them had it funkier, and then Marvin kind of slowed it down, you know what I mean? And he made it his own. And for me, it's a little funkier, and that's what I like in Gladys' voice on it. And it was a number 2 pop hit for Gladys. So it was a big hit for them, but it just got overshadowed because of the way Marvin did it. Everybody kind of went to that. You know what I mean? But in my opinion, I agree with Elton John. Elton John said it, that he loves Gladys Knight and the Pips version better than everybody's. And I totally agree. You know what I mean? But I just would never forget that night, because I got a great history lesson, because Mom got me straight together. And then I was introduced to my favorite singer of all ever. So I felt like, for me, this is my tribute to her. And I would just like to talk about Gladys, my 7 songs, and to give y'all, again, a few personal stories about it. And hopefully y'all enjoy. So, again, let's go. So starting at number 7 is coming from the vinyl that I just brought, I Feel a Song. And it's actually the title song. I Feel a Song. It's such a sad song, but it's a feel-good record to me. And every time I hear it, it kind of brings me back to when all my family was here. Because, you know, my pops passed on, my grandfather passed on, and my brother, who I consider is my cousin, that I actually consider my brother, was Desmond, they all passed on. So when I hear the song, it kind of reminds me of all of them being here, and it just gives me that good, happy feeling, even though it's a sad song, but it's so upbeat, and it just takes away from the song being sad. So here's the title track to the album, and it's called I Feel a Song in My Heart, and it goes a little something like this. Here we go. Come on. I feel a song in my heart again. Woo! Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? What Gladys does on that song? It just makes me feel so good just listening to this song. But you know, what really does it about this song, it makes me remember the Christmas time. It was like, you know, every time I think about this song, I think about my grandma in the kitchen making Christmas dinner. My grandfather is sitting at the table with either, you know, the Beefeater gin or Clan McGregor whiskey, and he's sitting there telling us about his childhood. He's in the dining area, and he's talking and just giving us the South Carolina stories. And then me and my uncle is actually putting up the tree, and we doing all that. And then you got my moms that's dancing, coming from the kitchen, helping grandma, coming out and then trying to dance with me like, come on, June, let's dance, come on now. And then me and her get a groove in, and then she'll go back in the kitchen with mom. Or I have my cousin Chris and Desmond and his mom, my Aunt Gloria. They're in the room, in my grandma's room, you know, wrapping gifts. Because that was one thing about my grandma. If you're wrapping that particular person's gift, you get out of the room and the others stay in and wrap your gift, and it's kind of like a switcheroo. But most of the time, I'm there helping my uncle do the tree. So it's like I was really never in there, to be honest with you. But it just gave me that feeling. And then my pops just sitting on the chair just trying to blend in. Because my dad was mad chill and mad laid back. So he would just be chilling, just trying to fit in, and just laughing at my grandfather, or laughing at my mom and me dancing, or laughing at me and Uncle Bernard, or something like that. So this song just made me feel really good. So it just brings back Christmas, you know, a soulful Christmas, and Gladys is bringing the soul. So with I Feel a Song in My Heart, it just makes me feel really good, even though it's a sad song. So coming in at number 7 is I Feel a Song in My Heart, or This Vital, I Feel a Song. And that's your number 7. Alrighty. And check out this album too, because it's a dope album for real. Because Seconds is my song on here, Better You Get Your Way, and The Need to Be. So I would advise y'all to go check this vinyl or this album wherever you go, streaming service, whatever. Check it out. All right. The number 6 song, we can bring the wine on there now. But the next song at number 6, that I just carry with me through life, you know what I mean? And like Tyler Perry said, if someone wants to walk out of your life, let them go. You know what I mean? And this song has become an anthem to me in college, because there's people that walked out of my life for no reason. Like, I did nothing to them, and I just sit there and think, I'll be like, what the hell did I do? And then it's just like, you just realize, if you want to leave, just go on and leave. And I ain't going to ask you why. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember a situation that rocked my college years. And, you know, sometimes, again, you just sit back and you say, yeah, yo, why did this happen? What did I do? And it's like an ex-friend of mine actually chose a friend. The girl really wasn't a friend, but he chose her over our friendship, and he was so good on saying, you know, money over girls, and da-da-da-da-da, and bros over, you know, whatever. And it's like, you chose that, and it's like came from left field, and it was just like, what? Are you serious? This is what this is. And one thing about me, and I talked about it in my videos, music speaks for me. So it was one day, maybe a week after everything happened, and it was just, everything was just so crazy. And I was jamming at my computer and I had my headphones on and I was just rocking, and this song came on and I'm like, bingo, this is the song that I need to speak for me. And it goes a little something like this, coming at number 6. Woo. Little bit of pieces. Little bit of pieces. Woo! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it's like, damn. I'm like, that's one thing I love about my music. Obviously, if I have it in my headphones, if I'm blasting on the speakers, it's like my music talks for me. You know what I mean? And it was like, you know, damn. Like, hey, leave. Like, we ain't got to be cool no more. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to sit here and be like, you know, I'm not going to let my life end because I'm losing a friend for no reason. You know what I'm saying? If you want to leave, just go on and leave. You know what I'm saying? And, y'all, I was around my dorm room singing this song. And, you know, it just made me realize that people are in your life for seasons. And sometimes the season is up. And that's just what it is. And to this day, if that happens and something happens, hey, if you want to leave and walk out of my life, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm going to keep on moving. And if you're going to leave, just gonna leave. And I won't ask you why. I'm sick and tired of being torn to pieces. Little bitty pieces. Little bitty pieces. Woo! Yes, yo. So that's why my number 6 joint, that song just is a life anthem for me. Like, hey, if you're going to walk out of my life, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? If there's a reason for me to be like, nah, we got to talk about this. But then if I sit back and be like, hey, if you want to walk out of my life because I didn't do anything or anything like that, then you can go ahead and leave. Deuces. You know what I'm saying? So coming in at number 6 is, if you're going to leave, just go on and leave. And that's my number 6 joint. Coming in at number 5 is Gladys and the Pips' first Motown hit. You know what I mean? Everybody think is I heard it through the grapevine. It actually isn't. That wasn't their first hit song off of Motown that really got them really out there with Motown, because they came to Motown in '66 and, you know, Gladys didn't even really want to be there. But I talk about that a little later. But this song is entitled Everybody Needs a Love, and that's number 5, and it goes a little something like this. Here we go. Ooh, love this record, y'all. Love it. Everybody needs a love. Woo! Yes, sir. Woo, that song feels so good, man. And again, Gladys did not do this first. That's one thing I'm starting to realize with Motown. A lot of people were not, when it was a hit, they might have not been the first ones to record it. Because it just seems like songs were just going down the line. Like y'all just saw when I heard it through the grapevine. Smokey had it, then Gladys had it, then you know, Marvin did it, and then it went down and the Timbs did it. It was like it just went in rotation, which is crazy. But Mary Wells did it first, and then Jimmy Ruffin did it, and then the Timbs did it, I think, and then Gladys did it, or maybe the Gladys did it, then the Timbs. I'm not too sure. Maybe she was the third or fourth. It doesn't matter, but. Y'all, to me, her voice made this song come to life. And maybe I could be biased. Okay, whatever. But this song, to me, just brings me back to the South Carolina days. Woo! God, Lord, I just love the South Carolina days. And this song just brings me back there. And one thing that Motown was being played in my house, because my mom loves Motown. She loves Motown, and she played Motown all through the house. And I could just imagine my mom's getting up like, oh, you hear that Motown, Junior? All right now, well, drinking her hand like, oh, that's good right there. And she like, you hear that Motown sound with them finger snaps? And I'm just like looking at her like, you know, just learning, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't know what I was going to put it to use to, but I got a camera and I'm putting it to use. So, you know, I really just love this song. It brings back, you know, great memories. And, you know, one thing I do want to respect about Barry, because a lot of people do, you know, talk mess about Barry, but sometimes you had to be sneaky, you had to be crooked sometimes to make it in that nasty music industry and music business. So sometimes he had to be, and you know, he put them on the right sub label, because Barry, and I talked about it in my Motown video when I went to visit the Motown Museum, and he had so many labels. He had the Gordy, he had Motown, he had Tamla, and he had like 8, 9 of them. But he put Gladys in them under Soul. You know what I mean? And it kind of makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Because I guess Tamla and Gordy and Motown was more of him trying to cross that pop world and get mainstream. Gladys just has that soulful voice, and there's nothing you can't dumb that voice down at all. You know what I'm saying? Like some people that had 12 #1s, y'all figure it out. But sometimes you can't dumb down a voice like that, and he put them on Soul, and it was the right label. You know what I mean? But again, that song "Everybody Needs Love" just brings me back to the South Carolina days, and one legendary producer, Norman Whitfield, that produced that record. Yo, the production and Gladys's vocals on it, amazing. But again, coming in at number 5 is "Everybody Needs Love." Coming in at number 4 is actually 2 songs. 2 songs. And hey, here at Junior's World of Soul, we do it a little different. Yeah, it's 2 songs, but when I tell you, you'll see why. The first song is just beautiful, and for me, you just feel the lyrics. When Gladys sings, you feel every lyric she's saying. It's like, damn, Gladys, did you go through this? Like, oh, just the soul is there, and the song is called "I Don't Want to Do Wrong," and just a beautiful record. Let's call this 4A. That's what we're gonna call it. So here we go. Here's "I Don't Want to Do Wrong." Just listen to her sing, y'all. No, 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 no. Woo! Yes! Since you been away. Oh, God, I can sing this. And every time this song comes on, it makes you think about the battle of a love that you lost. And it's like a relationship that you thought that you was going to get into, but you know what? Your heart kept telling you, maybe. But that person just didn't feel the same way you did. And it's like, damn, you tried everything. But at the end of the day, you lost. You know what I mean? And you realize after a while, you put your heart into it, and you know it's the wrong thing. But it's like, hey, it is what it is, and you just got to move on. And to me, Gladys just goes to church all throughout this song. And this part right here makes me just, I'm like, Gladys, I hear you. I was wrong. I know I shouldn't have went that route, but I thought, and damn, you know what I'm saying? But here's the part that I'm talking about, that Gladys goes in. Just listen. I'm going to have to sing along with it. I'm sorry, y'all, but here we go. And I wish you all the happiness in the world. Any love that I can't break loose. I hope I find our happiness too. I don't want to do wrong. I just can't help myself. I don't do wrong. Y'all, I gets into that record. You don't understand. And that part just, when Gladys is just doing a little bit ad-libs or whatever, it's like that part, like you close your eyes and you just ball your fingers and you just put all your soul into it. And I'm an emotional person, so if y'all didn't feel that, then y'all clearly don't have any feelings and you're very emotionless. And that's a mistake in itself. But I Don't Do Wrong is a beautiful, beautiful record again. So that was 4A. 4B, I guess, is someone that you want and you like, just pick me. Just pick me. I'm here. Like, you come to me for everything and I'm there for you, but then you go back to the drama and the BS. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I tell y'all, in my college years, y'all, I was just going through it. Like, it was just the worst. It's like, damn, I'm right here. You having a good time. Everything is good. I listen to your problems. I do all this. But then you still go back to the person that you're telling me about. I don't get it. Like, come on. And I know there's so many people that went through that. For real, for real. And to me, this joint is If I Were Your Woman, Part 2, to me. And the song is called Make Me the Woman That You Go Home To. Like, you go home to this girl, you complain about it, but then you come to me and I give you everything, I do everything you want to do, but then you go home to the one that's treating you like shit. I don't get it. I'm confused. And I'm like, everybody has gone through that. Y'all, I know, y'all looking at me like, what the heck? But hey, this is Julia World of Soul. I'm giving y'all me. This is me. You know what I'm saying? So in college, I went through a lot, and it was a lot of growing experience. But this song is it. And again, 4B, make me the woman that you go home to. And it goes a little something like this. Ooh. Home to. Woo. Again, like that song, you just feel it. You just feel it. And it's like, again, you got everything in front of you. Why are you going to the foolishness? I don't get it. Like, people don't think. Like, you like, I don't have to be in all that drama. But why? It's like you got something staring at you, yo. Like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. But God, thank God I've grown up since my college experience. You know what I mean? But I know, you know, people do, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy said than done. You know what I mean? And you got to learn that. You know what I mean? But again, you know, for me, this is part of the song where it's like, I'm like, Gladys, you better go off. You had to go through this before. But this part of the song right here, and here we go. Woo! Yes! Listen, every time Gladys do that, I be like, Gladys, you better tell your story. You better tell your story. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, damn, I know, I don't care. I believe Gladys went through something like that to sing a song with so much conviction. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talked about that when it comes to Mary. Mary sings with conviction. Like, you believe her when she sings. When Gladys sings songs like this, I'll be like, Gladys, you've gone through this before. Because I don't know how you're making me feel what you're saying. Shit, you didn't even have to go through it, but you just be thinking like, damn, what did I do wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what Gladys does, and it's just an amazing record. And back in 72, around, I think the song came out around, because If I Were Your Woman came out in 70. This song came out in 71, and she did it live, y'all. And all I got to say is she took it to church. Straight church, Baptist with no air conditioning, you waving the fan. But when she started singing, you forgot how hot it is. And she just was singing. And I gotta let y'all hear that part because I was at work today like, y'all, if I could throw my phone at this computer right now, I would. And she just went in. And here we go. Just listen, y'all. Just listen. Here you go. Come on, Gladys. Come on. Woo! Yeah! Woo! Come on, man! You gonna tell me y'all didn't feel Gladys taking y'all whatever Baptist, Methodist, AME, whatever church you go to, that you didn't feel Gladys taking it to church? Woo! Lord have mercy. Gladys got me sweating up in here. And that part alone shows you why Gladys is my favorite. I'm about to say one. Is my favorite singer. With things that she do like that. She didn't have to do all these runs and, you know, vocal runs and trying to show you that she can run. She just singing. Straight singing. And that's it. And that's why I love her voice. And, wow, y'all, I'm getting a little emotional here. Woo! Because it's like when I talk about Gladys, it's like when I heard her voice, oh, Lord Jesus. I know that wine ain't hit yet. But it's just, for me, it's like, when I heard her voice, it's a conviction in her voice that I didn't hear from anybody else. And when I talk about her and just give y'all a little glimpse of why she's my favorite singer, it just makes me feel good to talk about her. And she's still here. And hopefully she can watch this video and see the love that I have for her voice and all that. But you know, it's, y'all know I get emotional quick. Like I told y'all, I'm an emotional person. So when I'm talking about somebody that I'm really, really, you know, I enjoy and you know, what they've done to my life, it kind of makes me a little emotional. So I apologize, but whew, that's why I love Gladys, because she can do that to me. She can get me very emotional. But anyway, we gonna come to number 3. Well, number 4A was I Don't Want to Do Wrong, and number 4B was Make Me the Woman That You Come Home To. And that was your 4. Yeah. Coming in at number 3, we're going to pick it up a little. We're going to pick it up a little because we got a little bit in our emotions and feelings and all that good stuff. But y'all know that my grandfather is a big reason for me loving soul music. He always told me that I want you to be a professor. I said, I never want to be a professor. I never want to do that. Like, he was like, yo, I think you have it to be a professor. That's how he said it. And I'm like, no, I don't. And it's crazy because it's like, I feel like doing these videos, I feel like I'm a little teacher. You know what I mean? And for me, I'm like, wow, my grandfather saw something. And I'm like, wow. Like, you never think about that. He told me this when I was 12 years old. Like, I feel like you're going to be a professor. And I'm like, no, Granddad, you don't know what you're talking about. And I feel like on these videos, I could teach y'all a little bit about soul music. And it's just great. You know what I mean? But anyway, one thing about my grandfather, he loved to curse. Loved to curse. And him and my grandma being from the South, it's funny hearing them curse. Like, it's hilarious hearing them curse. And you know, Gladys has a song, her and the Pips has a song that every time I hear it, it makes me think about him. It makes me smile because my grandfather loved to swear. And they have the song, Daddy Could Swear, I Declare, and I love it. And it's like, it makes me think about him and it gives me good memories. And it's just an upbeat song, but it makes me think about him. So here, coming in at number 3 is Daddy Could Swear, I Declare. And here we go. Back. do right, he could swear. Lord, Lord, I declare. Yes, he could now. Daddy could swear. Lord, Lord, I declare. Woo! And I just loved it. I loved it. And you know what I loved about this song, y'all? I love it when they did it on the first Soul Train. First Soul Train. And let's talk about this. Yes, Gladys Knight and the Pips were the reason that the first episode of Soul Train debuted, because Don Cornelius needed somebody popular that was going to get the sponsors to sponsor him. So he personally went to Gladys Knight and the Pips and said, look, I need y'all to do this show because this is the only way that Soul Train will get on the air. And Gladys Knight and the Pips were the first group and the first people on the first Soul Train that kind of blew lit, and Soul Train it is what it is now because of them getting on there. Because by then they had a name and they were popular and everything, and the sponsor was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna blue lit you. So they are the big reason for Soul Train. So give Gladys her respect, okay? But you know, this part right here, and they did this on Soul Train again, and this part right here really explains my feelings for my grandfather. And I can always depend on my favorite singer to get me there, but here we go. But they down in my heart, my daddy means the world to me. Woo, 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 woo. Cussing and fussing. Stand, my daddy just being my dad. Nah, 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 nah. Daddy couldn't read and daddy couldn't write, but one thing daddy sure can do right. He could swear. Lord, Lord, I declare. Woo, yes, yo, it's just like that just makes me feel good about him, and it makes me have good memories about him, and I definitely letting that legacy pass, because I do like to curse too, okay? So this song just makes me smile, and you know, since I'm talking about my grandfather, R.I.P. to you, Granddad. You know I try to have your legacy live on. I love you, and you know, that's my number 3 song is Daddy Could Swear, I Declare. Now, coming in at number 2 is a medley of songs, and this medley is coming from my favorite soundtrack of all time, Claudine. Y'all know, come on now, I got this on vinyl. I can't play no games. I had to get this. I tried to dig and I couldn't find it, so I had to go online and I had to get me this. I had to. This is my favorite soundtrack. Everything. I've done a video about Claudine versus Sparkle, and I did a video about it. I'm gonna put it in the more info box, so I want y'all to definitely check it out. But this soundtrack means everything to me. Means everything to me, and when you watch the video, you'll understand why. At 10 years old, it was just like, it just changed my whole world around. Like before then, like the soundtracks I was loving was you know, Crush Groove. I was loving that. I wasn't really into a lot of soundtracks, actually, to be honest. I knew Crush Groove. What else did I know? Like The Show, you know what I'm saying, that had Every Day It Rains and with Mary and all that. So I was getting onto the new, you know, soundtracks. But thanks to my mom showing me Claudine and showing me Sparkle and all these 70s blaxploitation movies, and when they did soundtracks to them, you know what I mean, I was able to be introduced to it. And when I heard Claudine, it just took me somewhere else. But again, y'all can go and check that out in the video. But from this soundtrack, there's 3 songs that I want to play for y'all. The first joint is On and On, and this was the big hit off the soundtrack, and it goes a little something like this. Here we go. Come on. On and on, keep on moving, keep on grooving. show you how. Woo, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Love that joint. Every time I think about Claudine, this is one of the songs that I definitely go to, because I think the soundtrack has like 7 songs. And these are the 3 songs that makes me just think about the soundtrack. And this part, when she's playing this, when she was, when Claudine was throwing, and the kids were throwing Rupert, they was throwing him a birthday party. And they was playing this joint. And my favorite part of the song is when Claudine gets up and she goes to the record player and she puts on and On Again, and she plays it from this part. And Diane Carroll just start grooving, y'all. I love that part. And here we go. Come on. Hugging and loving, hugging and loving, getting with the kiss and getting with the kiss and hugging and loving. This I feel whenever you're near, sticking like glue, keep on loving you, on and on. And let me tell you something, Diane Carroll was getting down, and then you had people in the background doing the click clap, like it was dope. Like that part was such a fun part, for real. Even though if you watch the movie, you know what happens after that part. It was kind of sad, but it was like, that part, you know, one thing about us, when a good breakdown comes, we gonna go off. And that, again, reminds me of Soul Train. You know what I'm saying? Because of the breakdown, we gets down. You hear me? So that was one of the songs. The second song is actually the song that Gladys Knight and the Pips just sounded so good on. And they together, their harmony. That's why I was so glad when I found out they were inducted into the Atlanta vocal, you know, groups of all time or Hall of Fame. Like, you know, but because their vocals was crazy. You know what I mean? And it was just, this song was just so dope. And this part of the movie is when the sons go find Rupert because he didn't come to the birthday party. And they're riding on a bike. And they're playing this song, and it's just the right song, and it just takes you there, and it's amazing. And the joint is called To Be Invisible, and here we go. Come on. So I won't even have to be here on the scene. It's so ridiculous. Woo! Woo! Like, they sound so good. Oh, through me to happiness. Like, they sound so good behind Gladys. That's what, they just so dope. So dope. And let me tell you something. Curtis Mayfield with this album got it right. With Gladys and the Pips, he gave them the right song, gave them the right production. Everything was just so right about this soundtrack. That's why it's my favorite soundtrack of all time. And then this song, it feels so magical. Like, that's what I love about this record. So that is To Be Invisible. And now the last song, and when you think of Claudine, this is the song you think about. It's basically what the movie is about. Make Yours a Happy Home. Gladys still has to perform this when she's out on tour. Everybody wants to hear this song. It's such a feel-good song. Everything about it is great. Production, lyrics, everything. And this kind of is what Claudine is really about. When you see promos on YouTube back in the 70s when they were, you know, talking about the movie, this song was behind it. So this is a classic, and it's Make Yours a Happy Home. And here we go. I'm back. Boop, boop. All of your love is wishing you well. Your tears, they just swell, so make yours a happy home. Make yours a ooh, I wanna do you right. Yeah. Oh, such a feel-good record. Such a feel-good record. And one thing I love is the Pips on this. Like, even though I love Gladys and I love her voice on this, the Pips take it there. Like, they take it there. I love their harmonies, their melody, everything about the Pips I love on this joint. And this is the part that I really love from them. And hopefully, if you guys know it, y'all can sing along with me. So, here we go. Can do it, we can do it now that do, yes sir, like, I just love that. It's a feel good, like, I follow my homeboy Eric. Y'all need to check out his website too. This dude is a soul guru for real. And he posts this song, I say once a week. He posts this song. And it's like every time it's like I don't know it, I click on it and it just makes me feel good. You know what I mean? So make yours a happy home. If y'all have not checked out this soundtrack right here, you're missing out on greatness. I'm telling you, everything about this is perfect, from Mr. Welfare to Make Yours a Happy Home. Epicness. And RIP to Curtis Mayfield. Well, we're at the #1 spot, y'all. We are at the #1 spot. And it's my favorite Gladys Knight song. It's actually the song that made me fall in love with Gladys in 1991 at 6 years old. And like I said, I will never forget the first time I heard it, because it just made me, again, drop everything that I was doing and focus on that voice. The conviction in that voice just made me just forget about everything that I was doing. And Neither One of Us will remain my favorite Gladys Knight song, because I just don't know. It just, when I heard the song, I don't even know what the heck it meant, but I just connected to it. And it's crazy to think that this was the last song that Gladys Knight recorded for Motown Records before they left to go to Buddha Records. And it's crazy, you know what I mean? But, you know, now y'all can get a good hearing of this song, because I played it in the beginning. I just want to give y'all the piece that really kind of made me pay attention to Gladys. But here is Neither One of Us, and it goes a little something like this. Come on. Do me dirty, all right. Because neither one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye. Woo, yes. Every time I find an egg. Woo, yes, sir. Oh, my God. That song, like, for me, it's like every time me and Mom play this song, me and her just sing along with it. And it's like, it seemed like for me, I really get into this song. And like, me and Mom be singing it together. And then she kind of let me have it on my own, because I think she'll look at me and be like, damn, he's really into this record. And I don't know where it comes from. Like I told y'all, it's just her conviction. And I don't care. I'm going to sing along with it. Y'all can laugh at me all you want. But I'm about to sing with Gladys. Come on, Gladys. When it comes to saying goodbye, that's a simple word that I just cannot say. There can be no way, there can be no way this can have a happy ending. No, no. So we just go on worrying and pretending. Woo! And convincing ourselves to give it just one more try. Because neither one of us wants to be the first to say. Neither one of us wants to be the first to say. Neither one of us wants to be the first to say, farewell, my love, goodbye. Woo! I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I I feel that song every time. Every time. My mom just looks at me and she like, wow. Like the conviction of her on that record is just, it can't be matched. And that's why that is my favorite Gladys song of all time. Y'all, we're at the end. We're at the end. I hope y'all got to the end. It was so enjoyable to talk about. But these are my top 7 songs from Gladys. I feel a song in my heart again. If you're going to leave, just go on and leave. Everybody needs love. I don't want to do wrong. Make me the woman you go home to. Daddy could swear, I declare. 3 songs, basically the whole Claudine soundtrack. And number 1 is Neither One of Us Wants to Be the First to Say Goodbye. And now, for this video, if you want to know what a singer should sound like, you should listen to Gladys Knight. Anything she sings, even now, you watch her performances live, she still sounds as great as she did 60 years ago. She sounds amazing. Like, I just watched her before I came home, and I was watching this video of her doing If I Were Your Woman. And the guy was singing If I Were Your Man by Bruno Mars. He started it off, and then Gladys came in and did If I Were Your Woman. She sounds just as great as she did in 1970 when she recorded the song. And I was like, yo, that's why she's my favorite singer. And I'm going to put that joint in the more info box so y'all can see that. But yo, Gladys is everything to me. She's still out there touring. I would love to see Gladys Knight on tour. Like, if I did, I would probably be just looking at her and just bawling because that's how much I love her and the conviction in her voice. She's soulful. Everything about her voice is soulful. Like, I love how she's so honest with everything she says. Like, I was watching this Grammy moment when, you know, she won the Grammys and she was talking about Midnight Train to Georgia, and she was like, I'm a horrible ad-libber. She's like, I'm horrible at it. That's why I don't do it a lot. And she don't, and she just sings, and that's what I love about Gladys. You don't have to prove that you can sing by doing all these vocal runs and doing all that, because sometimes when people do it, you can tell they're just doing it to prove something. If you ain't feeling it, we ain't gonna feel it. And one thing about Gladys, she just sings, and that's what I love about her. And you know, that's why I wanted to dedicate this video to her. I hope she ends up seeing it. I love you, Gladys. If you do watch this video, I want to tell you that your music has made great memories in my life. It's gotten me through some things, and it's just so wonderful for you to go through what you went through, definitely through the civil rights movement and everything, and for you to still be out here doing your thing and singing with that beautiful gift that God blessed you with. It's just so amazing. And this video is my dedication to you. And one thing I love about your voice, Gladys, is your voice makes me smile. It makes me cry. It makes me feel every emotion. It takes me to church, everything. And your voice has the conviction that no other singer can do for me. Really. And again, this is my dedication video to you. And I want to thank you for your contribution in music. And I want to end off with a song that describes everything, your voice, and what you've done to my life. And we're going to go out on this. Woo. Come on. All righty. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm out, y'all. Peace.